Hey guys, it's Katie from Bella Creativa here, and I'm really excited to start doing a mini album with you and to show you a little bit about how versatile these SVG cutting files that I have designed are for making mini albums. So the cutting files that I've created for a mini album are called Memoria, and there's 17 SVG cutting files with lots of bits that you can include in your mini album. So that means that you don't need to measure or score or cut, that the SVG files will do that all for you, and all you have to do is put it together in any way that you choose, and then embellish it and put your photos in. So I'll start by showing you a quick prototype that I've made. Excuse me. So this is a little prototype that I've made using the SVG cutting files, and it's the first one that I did, and I've done another one since then, but since I did this one I made a few little changes to include a few more things in the package of files that come in the Memoria SVG cutting files. So if you download the files from my Etsy store, and I'll put a link below so that you can find them if you're interested, and then you unzip them in your computer and then upload them to your cutting machine software. I use a Cricut Explore Air 2.0, and it's really easy to upload them to the Cricut. So the files come in a particular size, and this is the size of the album that you'll be able to make with those files if you don't change the size at all. So this album is 16 centimeters wide, which in inches is about 6.5 inches in length. It is about 8.25 inches, which in centimeters is 21 centimeters. And the spine is about 7.5 centimeters, which is about 3 inches wide. And this album is a 6-page album, and it includes lots of pockets and flips and doors and all sorts of things, and they all come in the files. So I'll just give you a quick flip through. So there's corner pockets and flips here. Just open this one up. Oh, got too excited. So it has little flips that come out like this with pockets. It comes with some tags and some photo mats already for you to just cut out and mat. I should mention that the files also come with the mats, so you don't need to worry about measuring those. There's side inserts for the side insert pockets. It also comes with a file for the binding, so it's already measured, it's already scored, it fits perfectly on the spine. All you have to do is cut it out, fold it, burnish it, stick it on, so it's really easy. There's bottom pockets, and these can be pockets or flips, and they have little inserts in them as well. Once again, the photo mats, bottom pockets, another little side insert here. This is I've used this piece, which you could use for all sorts of things, as a 2-piece belly band. And this is a pocket, a bottom pocket, which I've also used as a top flip pocket. And there's a couple of pockets here and then a little flip. And that's all the same piece, it's just used in different ways. And again, another little side insert. Comes with the tags, different size tags. So you don't have to measure those or cut them yourself. It comes with little, these can be side pockets, or they can be little doors or flips like this that opens up, and there again is another different type of bottom pocket. This one's a little bit narrower than the one we looked at before. This is a pocket that can be a flip, and in this case I've used it as a waterfall. So that's just an example of a waterfall using that piece. Again, another little side insert. There's another type of belly band, a one-piece belly band with a photo insert underneath it. Here's that side flip again, which can also be a pocket. With these little pieces that we saw before, I'd used as a two-part belly band. In this instance, I've just used them as little flips like this, and you could put little photos on there. So they open up. And then there's this pocket here, which on this side I've used as a flip, but on this side I've used as a pocket, again with another spot for a photo mat. So you can see that each of the pieces can be used in a lot of different ways, and I'm going to make an album now and show you some other ways that you can use those pieces to do different things. So here again is those little corner pockets and those flips with the inserts on both sides, and a little side insert again. And then there's this flip again, and you open it up and there's a little tiny little pocket here with a little insert, and the same on this side. And this is just a plain page with photo insert, and again that corner pocket. So that was my prototype, and I was pretty happy with it, but then I went and did a few more bits and pieces to the cutting files, so now it's even more versatile, I think. So that's my prototype. I've made another album which I might do a flip through of in another video, so you can see what that one looks like. But today I thought we would make the first page in a new album. So I'll put that aside. Excuse me, as soon as I start talking, I get a croaky throat. So I've just made this little folder up so it's easy for me to show you each of the SVG files. So if you do go to my Etsy store and decide to purchase the files, it also comes with a PDF which goes through explaining how to use or how to upload the files to your cutting machine. And it also has some little screenshots, these screenshots here, included on the PDF, so that you can easily tell what is in each file just by looking at it. So there's 17 files, so there's 17 pages in here. The first one has this bracket page, and you'll notice that there's score lines across here, and what we can do is we can choose to cut off different tabs to use it as different elements within the mini album, so that makes it much more versatile. So there's these bracket base pages. It could also be used as a full page flip. There's just your plain rectangle base pages. It could also be used as a flip, either from the side or from the top. The next file has got an envelope, and the pocket for that envelope is up here, and that's also a large bottom pocket that you can use in a mini album. There's a one-piece belly band here, and the corner pocket, oh excuse me, sorry, I thought I'd better edit out that cough. So a little corner pocket here, the small rectangle pocket, the envelope base as I mentioned, and that little small flip or the half belly band that I'd used in the prototype. So then we have what could be a set of doors or a set of pockets or flips, and then another larger one. And of course, if you wanted to have more than one of those on a page, you just need to duplicate it or cut it out twice. Again, they've all got the tabs around it and the scoring, so your machine will automatically do the scoring for you. And you can just choose which tabs to cut off depending on how you want to use that particular element. The next file is also another pockets or flips file. So it's got a small square pocket, which can be a pocket or a flip. The small bracket pocket, which could also be a flip, and a side flip or a pocket. the next file has got a set of fancy doors, so your cutting machine will cut them out just like this for you. This is another pocket that is sort of a half size rectangle pocket, and then another of the bracket pockets which is a little bit smaller. And then there is a set of inserts and tags. So this is the side insert that goes in the side of your pages. A large tag, another smaller one, the photo mat, and another 2 different size tags again. Then the album, you can choose whether you'd like to make it a 6-page album or a 4-page album. So I've included the spine and the binding for both a 6-page and a 4-page. So this is the 6-page binding, so the file looks like this. When it cuts out, it will cut out all around the edges and it will score all those lines for you. So you don't need to get out your scoreboard. You don't need to snip out these little bits. It's all done for you. It's super easy. This is the binding for the 4-page, so it's just a bit smaller, and because it's only 4 pages it just needs a smaller spine, so that's the 4-page spine. The cover is the same size regardless of whether you're doing a 4-page or a 6-page album, so that's the cover, and that's the spine for a 6-page album. On now to the mats. So the mats that will look different on your screen because they're a lighter pink. So the lighter pink files are all mats and the darker pink ones are the actual elements themselves. So these I have all been measured, so they fit perfectly on each of the pages and elements. So there's the mat there for the base page, for the rectangle and the bracket. And then there's mats here for pockets and envelopes, belly band, corner pocket, little small square pocket, and that little tag, flip or half belly band. And the mats here for pockets for the doors and side flips, and also this one here. Then there's mats here again for more of the pockets and flips. And there's a little strip here that you can cut out to use with this one if you wanted to use this pocket or flip as a waterfall, then that is the little extra strip there to put in between each of the waterfall pages. Mats here for doors and more pockets. There's a page of the mats for all of the tags and inserts. And then the mats for the spine, the cover and the binding. And that's it. So that's what they look like when they come, and as I go through and make the page, I'll just tell you which of each of these elements I've used. So I'll put this aside. So I'll just let you know what paper I'm using today, and it's, for this album, and it's a bit of a higgledy-piggledy mess. I bought these small 12-page packs from Kaiser Craft because they were on special and they were super cheap, and I thought they were really cute. They only come in a pack of 12 pages, which isn't enough, so I ended up using 2 packs that I thought would go together okay. So I've used those 2, and then I was still a bit worried that I might not have enough. So I also had this paper pack here, Floral Romance, and I had some pages left over in this paper pack that I hadn't used, so I thought, well, I'll just use those as well. And then just to be on the safe side, I've also included a few of the neutral kind of pages, like the writing and that sort of thing, from this pen and ink paper pad. So as you can see, there's a little bit of everything in here, but I'm hoping that it will all go together and look okay. Right, so there's the papers that I'm using. So So for my first page today, I think we'll probably have time to do the front and back of one page. So for the first one, I'm going to use the rectangle base page. So I'm going to cut out one of each of these two. So I'll have the front and the back of the base page. Then for the first page, I'm going to cut out 3 of these large bottom pockets, and I'm going to use them, 1 as a pocket and 2 for an envelope. So then I'm going to cut out 2 of these envelopes, or I already have cut it out, I should say. And then I have also cut one of these small bottom pockets here. Sorry, my dog's just coming in. She's a little bit noisy. Have a seat. She'll start snoring in a minute. Okay? Alright, we're all settled. So, one of those small bottom pockets. I think that's all that I'm using for the first page. And then I'm going over to show you which mats I cut out. So, I cut out one of these mats for the rectangle base page. Then I cut 3 of the mats for this large bottom pocket. I cut 4 of this little top flip part that goes on the envelope, and I also cut 4 of the bottom part of that envelope mat. And then what else did I do? I think I've got one mat, one of these mats and one of these mats, and these 2 of these small pockets, I believe. No, I might be wrong. Just 1. Oh, I don't know at all. We'll just muddle our way through and I'll show you if I've forgotten. Oh, it's one of these small pockets. That's what I cut out. That's right. Okay, so, and yeah, one of these. So that's it. Okay, so I've already cut them out just to save a bit of time. And so there's the rectangle base page, and I'm using the one that's got all the tabs on it. And then I've got these, that's the large pocket, bottom pocket, and I've got 3 of those. So there's 3 of those large ones. And then this is the smaller one. I've cut one of the smaller ones out so you can see the size difference there. It's just a little bit shorter. So I've got those pockets. Then I've cut out 2 of the envelope bases. So that's the envelope base there. And here's another one here. So I've already inked up around it as much as I think I need to, just to save a bit of time. So obviously this is craft cardstock, and I have ink distressed around the edges with Vintage Photo. So really easy. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach, in this instance I think I'm actually going to put the mat on the back of here first, because I'm going to stick one of these large pockets on the bottom, and then one of these sort of straight underneath it like that. And I think it would just be easier to put the base mat right the way across it. But first of all, I'm going to need to attach this to the other rectangle base page, which is this one here. And just so it's a sleeve. So we don't need this tab here. So I'm just going to cut it off. And this is all the cutting, manual cutting that you really need to do. And it's just because I've left those tabs on to make this each piece a little bit more versatile. So I'm just going to get out my trimmer. And I'm just going to cut off right on that score line there. Just cut that off. I'm just going to put that one straight in the bin, and I'm just going to give it a little bit more ink just there where I cut it, just so it looks good. Right, so that's all ready to go. I don't think I'll stick them to each other right now, so I'll just put this one to the side. and I'll just go ahead and put the mat on here. So I'm using glue. You can use whatever adhesive you like, and I'm using Helmer's fabric glue, which is really easy to come by in Australia. You know, we can just buy it from the local crafts store, and I think it's probably pretty much like Fabri-Tac, but that's not easy to find here in Australia. So I'm just going to put some glue on there and put my mat on straight away. And this is the beauty of the cutting files, is that the mat fits perfectly and I didn't have to do a thing. No measuring, no cutting. So then I'm just going to put one of these bottom pockets on here, that sort of deeper bottom pocket. So I'll just go ahead and do that. I've already burnished them, but I might just burnish them a little bit more so they sit nice and flat. Sorry if you can hear my doggy in the background snoring. She likes to hang out in here with me. So I'm just going to glue up around those tabs. And then just stick it straight down. So easy. I'm just going to press it down, make sure it's stuck down nicely. It's see, because the machine that's cutting the files, everything just fits so perfectly. There's no sort of bits overhanging, or there's very rarely bits overhanging. So this is the smaller pocket, and I'm just going to slide that one straight in here, just so that you know, the bottom of this pocket just is hidden underneath there on both sides, and that's straight. And I'll just stick that one down, and then we've got room for some tags and inserts, whatever we want to put in there, which I think I might leave till the end. And so I was thinking that I would just do all the pages first, and then I'll do a separate video for the cover, and then a separate one for the inserts and tags. So I'm just going to slide this in here, slide it down so that you can't, that little bottom bit's just in like that, maybe a little bit lower. Yeah, I like that. And it's lined up on each side. Now I give it a good press down there and across the bottom. That's it. So it's a pretty simple page to start with. But my plan is to also include some envelopes as flips. So what I might do is I'll just put the mats on here. So I've already cut out the mats, so this is the bottom one, and I've already inked around the edges. So I'll just put those on. So this album, you know, you can use whatever paper, line, or different types of paper, or anything you like, really. You're not limited to anything. You can use whatever you want. You can even use digital papers. This particular size album, all of the pieces are smaller than A4, so that you would be able to use digital paper that's been cut, that's been printed out on A4 size, which is a bit smaller than the American letter size. I'm just going to pop those on there. Slide down. So that's that page. So I'm just going to put that aside now so that we can do our little envelopes. So these are the envelope bases, and I've left the tabs all the way around here, so you can, or I've made it with tabs all the way around here so that you could put it on your page, maybe like this, and stick it to your page, and then it could actually be a pocket as well. Or it could be, if you just kept this tab, it could be a flip, which is what I'm going to do today. or from this side it could be a flip, or from the bottom it could even be a flip. So, but what I want to do today is have it coming from the side of my page like this as a flip, so it flips over. So I'm going to cut off this tab here, this side tab, and this long bottom tab. So I'm going to do that for both of these. Could use my scissors, but I can't cut anything straight with scissors. So I'm just going to line this up. Can't really cut anything straight even with the trimmer, which is why I really like the cutting machine. I love my Cricut and I try to use it as much as I can because, let's face it, they're not cheap to buy. So I really feel like I need to justify it in my mind by using it as much as I can for everything. Okay, so that's that one. And you know what? I just did exactly what I wasn't going to do, which was cut off that side tab. So I'm going to go and get another one of these, and I will be... No, I won't. What I'll do, I'll just do the one, and then I'll go and make up the other one, and then I'll show you how you're meant to do it as opposed to how you're not meant to do it. So this time, I'm going to cut off the bottom one first. I'm so busy chatting. You know, it's not even meant to be hard, but I managed to mess it up. So I'm going to cut off the bottom tab, and then I'm going to cut off this side tab here. This is not easy, you know, making YouTube videos. I've never really done it before. I've watched so many, but I've not done it myself. So excuse me while I mess up and do it all wrong. I'm just gonna put a little bit of extra ink around there. So now I'm just going to stick one of these pockets on top to make it an envelope, just like that. I'll just burnish that again. Oh, my dog's so loud, snoring away. I hope that you don't find it annoying. I hope that you find it maybe relaxing. Definitely a little bit humorous. I don't think I'll be able to edit it out either. I'm not really that good at editing. So I'll just slide that pocket onto there. Oh, she's so loud. Belle, shh. And she's so fast asleep. So that's my envelope just there. So then I'm just going to stick it to my page. Well, no, I'll do that when I get back. What I'll do is I'll just show you how to mat that. So I have a mat that I'm going to put on here. And then I have this one that I'm going to put on the other side like that. I've got a mat that I'm just going to slide in here. So it looks nice and neat. And then I have a mat for the pocket. And I have a mat for the back because we're going to see the back because it's a flip. So I'll just quickly put those mats on, and then I'll go and cut another bit of my envelope that I already messed up. Oh, it's so hard doing these videos, but I really wanted to show you how versatile it was. Or how versatile the files are. So I couldn't think of any other way of doing it other than showing you on YouTube. So be patient with me and hopefully I'll get better. Right. I'm going to just slide this one in here. I could have done what I did on the page as well, which was mat it first and then put the pocket on. But I just thought I'd show you that you can also just slide it in. Although, I say you can just slide it in, but it never really wants to go in as easily as that. Just wiggle it in there. Try not to get glue everywhere. Slide it down. Yeah, I did. I've got glue everywhere. Line it up. Stick it down. Knock that glue off. And then I've got this mat here. Oh my goodness, she's so loud. I don't know if I can, I'm really sorry. Okay, so there's that mat. And then I've just got one for the back. So it goes that way. Right. I'll just stick that one down, slide it on. Easy peasy, you know, when you don't cut the wrong tab off. So then this will be our envelope that we will put on the page. So I'll just go away and cut out another one of the envelopes and finish it up like this. And I'll come back and we'll attach them to the page and then we'll do the second page. Okay, see you in a minute. Right, so I'm back and I've fixed my little boo-boo and I've made another envelope the same as the first envelope. But while I was making the second envelope, I realised that I'd done something that another boo-boo that I didn't mean to, was that I had already matted the inside bit here, which I didn't want to do because I was thinking that I would like to put something here and then be able to cover up the back of it with the mat. So I just quickly pulled that mat off and I didn't put a mat on here because I had this idea that I would like to put some little charms on here, and I bought these charms yesterday. They're just jewellery accessories and I just bought them from Spotlight here in Australia. And I thought that they would look really cute just dangling off here, just like that. So I wanted to put a brad in there, so and then be able to cover up the brad with the mat on the inside. So I think I might do that. So I have this leather punch here, which is really good because it's got lots of different sizes, and I find the smaller size is really good for these brads. And these brads are the Tim Holtz Ideology long fasteners, and I'm using these brass coloured ones, I guess they are. So I'm just going to punch a little hole in here, and I want it to be obviously inside of the mat, so that when I put the mat on the other side it will cover it up. So that's my plan. So I'll just pull a little hole out there, give it a squeeze, give it more than one squeeze. There we go. And then just because I'm a bit pedantic about these things, I'm just going to line those two up. And just using my pencil, just draw a little bit there so that I can try and get the hole roughly in the same place and squeeze down on that. Right, so then I just have this little tassel, which I thought it looked kind of cute, and also it might be a bit weighty and hold that little flap down a bit. So, and the brad fits really nicely in the top of there. So then I was just going to feed that through the hole. Sort of slide it around so that hopefully, although it is a long brad, the mat will cover that up. Maybe I can slide it around a bit like that. That's it. Squash it down flat. And then it sits like that. Oh, that's cute. I'm not sure that it holds it down anymore. So I didn't put a magnet in there I've just made this really huge album and I've used up just about all my magnets, and I can't just go and buy any locally. I have to order them online. There's just nowhere around here that has them. So I'm trying to get away with doing things that don't need a magnet. I think, you know, with a bit of training I can get that to stick down. Yeah, I like that. I think it's cute. Right, so then now I can put the mat on. I'll tell you what, let's do this one first too. So I'll just grab one of these. And another brad. And stick it through the hole. Flip it over. And squish it down. I mean, you could use all sorts of different type of charms to do this. It wouldn't have to just be a tassel. I've got some other ones, but I just bought these yesterday and I wanted to use them. Right, so now I can mat them, so I can stick this mat back on. Oh, lucky for me it came off. Although I guess I could have just stuck another one over the top, but I'm glad this one came off in one piece. So, you know, this video is going really well with all my mess ups already. I think when you start talking, you start to concentrate a bit less, or you get easily sidetracked, and just forget altogether. So, yeah, that covers that little brad up really nicely. Look at that. I like it. Oh, cute. Okay, and then this one. Then we can do the back of the page. So yeah, this is just one way that you could use the envelopes. You can also use them. You could also use them as a pocket envelope and glue it straight to your page. Or you could have it coming out from a different direction with those tabs, if you remember to cut the right tabs off. Alright, so there's that one. So there's our two little envelopes. They look cute. Okay, so I'm going to put them on the page now. So here's my page. And I'm just going to line it up and leave a little bit of a gap at the top and sort of roughly try to even them out. Ooh. So if I have something a bit like that, should be good, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on this tab and stick it on the back of the page, because the page is going to be, you know, we're going to put the back on there. So I'm just going to glue it on, line it up, make sure I'm happy with that. Looks pretty good. And squash it down. So here we go over here, lined up. It's good. I might just put a paper clip on there to hold it down while I mess about with this one. So some glue on this tab. And just move that little bottom tab out of the way. So I want it to be about there, I think. Let me just have a look. Maybe down a smidge. Down a smidge. Like that. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just going to stick that on there. Make sure that's lined up nicely. Get rid of any glue bits. I might put a paper clip on there for a minute just to hold it in place. And I'm going to just burnish this back section down here, make sure it's stuck on nicely. And that's that page. So we have our two envelopes, so we can flip it open and we can put things in here in both of those, and then they also both flip to the side like that, and then we have pockets here. And I haven't put any pockets on here. I could have done, but I think I'll just leave it, and I don't know, maybe we'll put a little decoration or a tuck spot or something, or we'll just leave it because it's a great place for a little photo to go. So that's the first side of that page done, so I'll just put those paper clips on for now and set that aside and get the other side of that page out. So there's the base page, and my plan is to, I don't think I even talked about what we were going to use for this page, so let's have a quick look at what I'm using. So I've got the second half of the rectangle base page here, and then on here I'm going to use one of these, which could be a flip, or in this case I think it's going to be a pocket. So we have that side pocket there, so that's on this page here, one of those. Then I'm also going to have one of these, which is this one here, and I'm going to have that as a flip, so that's going to flip out from the side here like that. And then I have one of these larger sort of side pockets or flips, which is this one here, and that's going to be a flip as well, and I'm going to attach it to this one like that. So then when we open this up, I'm going to have one of these little bracket pockets, which is this one here, just on here like this. And then also on the other side of this one, flip it over, we'll have another one of these on this side. So that's the plan. So those are all the pieces that I've used. So I've got rectangle base page, and then we went with one of these pockets as a flip, as a pocket, one of these is a flip, one of these is a flip, and then two of those. And then we've also got the mats for those. So we've got a mat for the base page, we've got a mat for the long pocket that we're going to use, two mats for this because we're going to use it as a flip, so we'll need a mat on both sides, and then two of those because we're using it as a flip, and two of those for our two little pockets. So I've cut all of those out as well. So that's the SVG files that I'm going to use. So first of all, I'm going to put my mat down on the base page. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. This is where it all goes wrong. I'm going to put my pocket on here. So this has got the 3 tabs, and because I'm using it as a pocket, I'm going to leave them all on there like that, so that we can glue that on. Nice and easy. So as I was saying, I don't have many magnets at all, and the ones that I do have are a bit chunky, so I have to kind of work around that one as well. But that means that I have to get a little bit inventive about how I'm going to do some closures so that everything doesn't flap around too much. I'm just going to squish that down, make sure that it really sticks on there, and that it's sitting nicely. There we go. Right. Now, I'm using this one as a flip, and I'm using this one as a flip. So I'm going to just keep these long tabs and cut the short tabs off, and you might be able to see that I've put crosses on there this time so that I know that to cut those off because I don't want any more boo-boos. So I'll just quickly cut those tabs off. I'm going to cut off this one here with the cross on it. And this one here. So now that pocket becomes a flip. Might put a little bit of, oh look, I haven't even, I'll do that in a minute. I haven't even inked up around that side. Silly me. Alright, so I'm cutting off this one with the cross on it. And this one with the cross on it. Right. So, I wonder if I should just quickly ink this up. I'll just quickly ink this out and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've just made sure that those are inked both sides, which they are now. Whoops. So I'm just going to stick this square, what is now a flip or rectangular flip, to this page like this. So I'll just get out my glue and put some glue along here. And just line it up and stick it on. Nice and easy. Fold it over and make sure that it, you know, lines up at the bottom and at the top. And then I'll just burnish it to make sure it's really stuck down like that. So I've got this flip like this. Got a bit of glue on there. I'll just wipe that off. That's good. And then I'm going to glue this one onto here. And I think I might slide it under that one like that and glue it down. So I'll just put some glue on there. And slide that one on. Easy peasy. Make sure that one's lined up. Probably do it coming up a little smidge. Get that glue off. And then I'm just going to burnish it on here, make sure it's stuck down really well. Just like that. Just need a bit of training. This is pretty thick paper. Right, so that's that. So when we open it up, we've got a pocket here. Now, as I said, I don't have any magnets. I'm going to get inventive. So I have got a little bit of seam binding here, and what I thought I would do is use this seam binding to as a fastener there like that. So this is just white, this was just white seam binding, and I just used a little drop of this picked raspberry distress ink, and it's really quite pink. I just put a little drop of it with some water in my mini mister and sprayed it, and then I just used my heat gun to dry it. And I only do a little bit at a time because, for one, you're not quite sure what colour it's going to turn out, and secondly, I might not use it all, so I'd rather just do a bit at a time and not have bits left over. So I would like to have it so it comes sort of basically down the middle here, which means that it would, I'm just going to put my pencil mark just roughly there so I can get an idea of where I think it needs to be. And then I'm just going to measure it, so I don't want to use the whole thing. So if I just stick it down here and bring it down so I'll meet the other one in the middle, and then we need a bit of a little bit to tie. So I think if I cut that bit off like that, I only got a little bit left there, but I can use that for a tag or something like that. And I can always just make a little bit more because I need it. Okay, so I'm going to glue it down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of dot of glue here. This is why I didn't want to put the mat down first. And roughly down here, like that. And then take one of my pieces of seam binding and just stick it on there. And another little bit of seam binding down here. A little bit more there. There we go. Hope I'm on all in frame. Right, so then, oh yeah, we've got heaps. Awesome. So now I can put the mat on here. So that's the mat for the rectangle base page, which I've cut here. So hopefully I should be able to just slide it in here. I find it helps to just run my bone folder in there, make sure it's got plenty of room. Put a bit of glue on here. I really have to admit struggling with all these different paper collections and trying to get them all to go together. But I wanted to use what I had rather than going and buying a whole lot more, because it's so easy to just go and buy more and then you end up not using what you've got. And I bought, you know, what I had because I liked it, so I, you know, just have to work around it a little bit. Okay, that looks good. So that ribbon seam binding is stuck down nicely there. Then I can put my mat on my little pocket here. So anyway, hopefully I'll use up all of these smaller packs of paper that I've got, and you know, make use of what I have, and maybe I'll get better at matching it all up as well. But you know, I think by selecting neutrals like that, it shouldn't be too hard to put it all together. Right, so then I have some more mats here, and I was thinking I might have, oh no, that's the wrong one. I have this one here. I'm actually going to flip that around because I managed to get ink all over the corner there, but I'm going to put a pocket on there so that'll cover that up. So I'll put this mat on. Luckily it's not a directional pattern on this particular piece of paper. I'll just slide that mat on there, and line it up, squash it down. So easy. And then one for here. I think I chose this one. So far this is 1, 2, 3 different paper collections on this page. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one on here, like that. Happy with that? Might not have had enough glue in that little bit there. Okay, now I'm going to put a pocket there, so I've got these pockets. Now, when I created or designed these pockets, I'll just get this little burnish. I actually left this tab here without the little corner cut pieces like I would normally, you know, make the tab with the little corner things, because I thought this was a really good one for a waterfall. And if you wanted it as a waterfall, you wouldn't necessarily want those cut off. But because I'm using it as a pocket, I'm just going to cut a couple of little notches out of there so it just folds a little nicer. And then fold it up. And glue it on. try and get it on the tab, Katie. Okay. Okay, so then this one fits really quite nicely just on here. Fold in like that. Make sure it's lined up at the bottom, at the sides, and make sure that it folds. Yeah, beautiful. And just burnish that down. It just fits on that piece really nicely. So I can put a mat on there straight away. I have some polka dots. Can never go wrong with polka dots. Polka dots and stripes and damask patterns, I think, are always really useful to have, and I also think they're really quite useful in, you know, in digital collections. They're good sort of filler paper, I guess. I'll stick that on there. Lovely. I'll fold that over. Burnish. It's sticking up a little bit, but it just needs training, I think, because this cardstock is super thick. Okay, so then I have my mat for here and my mat for here. So I can go ahead and do that super quick. Of course, the thing is, because I've used so many different types of paper, I do not have much in the way of embellishments. I don't have any ephemera cards, or I've got a sheet of stickers, but I'm not even sure if I like them that much. We'll have to see. So I'm going to make my own flowers, and I don't know, maybe some butterflies. I don't know, we'll see. Worry about that later. I'll just put this last big mat on here like this. Stick that down. And I've distressed all the edges around these mats as well. I did it ahead of time, because watching somebody distressing the edges is not much fun. Alright, so I'm just going to cut those little corner bits off again. And make sure it's burnished nicely. Those little corner pieces. And stick this bit on. Right, so this little pocket's going to go on this side. Line it up. On the bottom and the side, and then I'm going to make sure that it closes, and it does. So I can burnish that down. And then the last little mat for this pocket. Go. So then I can fold that closed, and we can tie this up, and it will hold hold our flap closed, and we'll come back through later, and we'll put an insert in here and some little things in each of those pockets. So that's that side. So now I can just tie it up. And it will hold that flip there. This is really bright, this pink. Yeah, I like that, that's good. So now all we need to do is stick it to the other side of this page. So we've got our envelope page here. And we've got these flaps, so all I need to do is make sure they're both the right way up. I've done that before. And glue it down onto each other. Alright, so then I'm just going to line up these tabs. One side each, like that. Line it up. And glue it down, hold it in place and squash it on. So there's a page done. So we have a page. Now this could either be, because it's a sleeve, I'm not sure I want to give it too much grief now. I'll just stick it, stick. Okay, so we could either have a side insert here, which I think might be the best, and this bit will be on our spine, or this bit could be on our spine, and this bit can be an insert, but we can decide that later once we go to put it in the album. So we have our little envelopes, and they flip open, and then we have some little pockets here on that first page, and then on the other side we have the flip with pocket here, and a little pocket here, and a little pocket here. So there's one page completed. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that you could see just how easy the SVG files make making a mini album with very little, if any, measuring, and very little cutting, and all the scoring is already done. So you don't, all you have to do is just decide how you want to put all the pages or the pieces on the page together. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you join me next time for another page in this album. In the meantime, it'd be fabulous if you subscribe to my channel and gave me a thumbs up, and check out all the links below in the description box, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks, bye.